The original purpose of 90 Day Fiancé was to inform viewers about the K-1 visa application procedure, particularly for Americans who want to marry and live in the United States with their foreign partner. The K-1 visa was developed. The tight visa requirements haven't changed since the show's debut. International couples who want to go down the aisle must adhere to these regulations religiously or risk having their partner deported. The necessary paperwork must include, among other things, verification that the pair has been together for 2 years, proof of name changes or dissolutions of marriages, and a police clearance from their nation of origin. A significant amount of financial hardship is also present. The obligatory costs alone come to more over $2,000. The American applicant must also make at least the federal poverty line, or $19,720, for a household of 2. If a person lacks the financial means to invite their significant other, they can designate a family member to serve as a co-sponsor. The instance of Kalani and Asuelu from 90 Day Fiancé's 6th season was the clearest example of this. After losing her virginity to him in Samoa and becoming pregnant, Kalani brought her fiancé/baby daddy from Samoa to be married. Since her parents were Asuelu's co-sponsors, they were required to provide for him financially upon his arrival. Until Form I-765 is filed, which permits the visa holder to labor for an additional 90 days, those arriving in the United States are not permitted to work. This has never been done or shown in the series, most likely due to the $410 minimum cost of filing the form. The inability to work places additional financial strain on the marriage. The couples of this season are dealing with a wide range of problems, and one couple is still unrevealed. Though some couples are more optimistic than others who will go down the aisle. Recently, there was news of a few couples getting married, but will the remaining couples make it through the very challenging problems that lay ahead? For the remaining episodes of Season 10, these are my predictions. Manuel and Ashley make a terrible relationship. Over 10 years ago, while Ashley was researching marine biology in Ecuador, the two crossed paths. During that time, they started dating, but Ashley's need to return to the States caused them to break up. They eventually reignited their love, since they never stopped speaking despite being apart. The two are now engaged, and Ashley has brought Manuel to the United States so they can tie the knot in 90 days. This pair faced issues right away. Witchcraft practitioner, Ashley kept this significant part of her life hidden from Manuel. How did she manage to hide such a significant part of her life from her partner, with whom she had been in a long-distance relationship for more than 10 years? She revealed on the show that because Manuel came from a very devout household, she didn't want to tell him until he arrived in the United States. Relationships revolve around religion. Thus, Ashley's urge to keep this information from him raises serious concerns. The fact that this couple has nothing in common save sex is another dysfunctional issue in addition to this one. When she picked him up from the airport, they battled right away, making it obvious that they had different ideas about what they wanted in a marriage. Ashley should be running for the hills because Manuel is also a bit dodgy and domineering, withholding details about his life and family from her. The only moment the two aren't seen fighting is immediately following their sexual encounter, when they set aside their disagreements to enjoy their sensual pleasure. Despite the recent news that they were married in spite of these problems, their poisonous relationship keeps them at the bottom of this list. The young pair Sophie and Robert met on Instagram, where they are a picture of perfection. After Sophie caught Robert spying on him on a page devoted to handsome mixed-race males, they became friends. She sent him direct messages, and soon after, their long-distance romance was blossoming. Despite her beauty, 23-year-old Sophie obviously struggles with insecurity and low self-esteem, and Rob hasn't done much to support her in that area. Rob had previously gotten into arguments with other women who sent him explicit photos and videos, which caused problems for the relationship. Even though they never had a long conversation, he did watch the films and stored them, which is how Sophie found out and how their relationship almost ended. Nevertheless, they were able to come to an agreement, and Rob was able to bring Sophie to the US to begin the K-1 visa application process from the UK. Rob began talking endlessly about Sophie's wealth and her expectations that he wouldn't be able to support her from the beginning. But Sophie is not as materialistic as he portrayed her to be. Living in a studio apartment with a partner would probably not thrill any lady because there isn't much room for her to be alone herself when she needs it. Additionally, the couple has argued very frequently, usually over money issues. Rob keeps trying to get Sophie to borrow money from her family, but she doesn't want to. Most recently, Rob failed to erase the offensive movies that random women on the internet gave him, almost ending their relationship. Amazingly, they made it through this war, and things now appear to be improving. Rob, 32, doesn't appear mature enough to get married, especially to someone who requires more encouragement and reinforcement from her spouse, and the couple has serious communication problems. Nikki and Justin are a fascinating pair that are dealing with some serious problems. Nikki is a glamorous woman who loves to flaunt the extensive work she has had done on her body. Justin's nearly serious demeanor contrasted with her outgoing attitude. In recent years, their once serious love has revived to the point where Nikki wants to bring Justin over on a Key 1 visa. Because Nikki chose to travel to Moldova to ensure they would survive as a pair, the couple had not yet begun the process. Although this couple appears to have few problems, they are significant enough to jeopardize their entire relationship. Nikki is proud to be a transgender lady. Nikki withheld this information from him until much later in their relationship, when they initially started dating. The news did not go down well with Justin, whose real name is not Justin, and things altered for the pair to the point where their relationship terminated. Nikki is quite irritated with Justin since they're back together, since it appears like he still has problems in the bedroom. She is entitled to be frustrated too. When Justin was unaware that she was transgender, their intimacy was not problematic. Her statement undoubtedly surprised Justin because of how little tolerance he has for LGBTQIA persons and their problems in his own society of Moldova. He obviously loves her, but if he can't go past his issues in the bedroom, the relationship won't last. Aside from the problems in the bedroom, the couple has experienced other personality conflicts. Justin, who leans more conservative, might find Nikki's audacious personality too much. There is some hope for these two. Nikki's family appears to genuinely adore her, and they've handled the discovery of her transgender status almost better than Justin's did. Her most recent visit was documented in photos, which were really moving to see. They definitely have optimism because a marriage with problems can always benefit from family support. Looking at what has been observed thus far, there is a good 60% likelihood that this couple will be married after 90 days. Tenderness. Although Clayton and Natalie have many issues, they still have optimism despite the fact that they met and fell in love really early. Their difficulties stem more from their circumstances than from trying to blend in with other people's personalities. At the moment, Clayton resides with his hoarding mother. In addition, he has a lot of animals running around the house, and his mother's room is, well, just a closet with not enough space to be considered a room. She slumbers in a real closet with the mattress touching every wall. Clayton is hoping that his bond with Natalie won't be hampered by his mother's hoarding habits. But there are other problems as well. Natalie had kept Clayton a secret from her family. She has taken care to keep him concealed on her social media, and her father has no idea that he even exists. This is a huge red flag because, as Pedro and Chantel's last 90-day fiancé couple made abundantly evident, family strife is frequently a big reason why marriages fail. In addition, Natalie doesn't want to have a romantic relationship with Clayton. Hopefully, they were able to discover that intimacy together before then, for news broke that the two made it down the aisle after all. The reason these two are at number 3 is that not much is known about their personal relationship. They are, therefore, granted the benefit of the doubt. The couple is characterized as follows by TLC. Sam and Citra got engaged in Indonesia after meeting on a dating app. Citra is relocating to the United States from Indonesia to be with Sam, but she won't be living alone. Citra's dad is also progressing. With only 90 days remaining before the wedding and fresh details emerging daily, will the couple receive his blessing in time? The only reason Gino and Jasmine are ranked number 2 is because their marriage has already been made public. Although they appear to be just another green card couple, these two actually seem to be in love. The main cause of this couple's numerous problems is Jasmine's untreated mental health conditions and past trauma. Gino's greatest error occurred prior to the 90-day period when Jasmine learned that he had emailed her nude photos to his ex-wife. To be honest, that was probably where the relationship should have ended. Given the turbulent nature of their relationship, one would assume Gino has learned to tell Jasmine the truth at all times. However, he hasn't, and Jasmine has responded with blow-up after blow-up, despite the fact that she isn't blameless in their relationship either. The fact that she borrowed money from her ex-boyfriend to have butt injections and used Gino's money for things he was unaware of is troubling. In light of the fact that she would drag Gino over the coals for doing anything similar to her, it is also hypocritical. Now that they've made it to the altar, the only thing left to do is watch to see if their union endures. Nick and Deavan are quite cute. Before Deavan went back to the United States to start the K-1 visa application process, the couple who had met online had lived together for 3 years. Because they didn't push their connection and didn't seem to be hiding anything from one another, they have the biggest green flag on the show since Kenny and Armando. In this sea of dysfunction, they offer a healthy dose of sweetness and compatibility. It was recently revealed that they have also successfully walked down the aisle.